All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Whitetail Survival. Today I wanted to go over another survival kit that I picked up. This one is made by Henry USA, so this is a pretty good kit. I made a video on this kit a little earlier where I tested some of the components outside, so this kit has already been opened. That video didn't get too many views, so if you want to see some of this stuff used, go on back and watch maybe 2 or 3 videos ago. This is me testing some of the components in this kit. Other than that, let's open this thing up and get into it. So here it is. You can see it's still kind of dirty. It was outside, but it has Henry's logo on it here, and these kits, you could buy them in a pack with basically a 22 rifle and a couple other things. I did scrub the charring off. Everything came off it fairly well. So other than that, let's open her up. We got these roll closures. And here's a lid. And the lid has a gasket on it, so it is watertight. And here is our water filter, coffee filter, which I used once, and as you can see right through the bottom here, after it sit down here and dried for a while, it did open up on the bottom. But if you had to, you could fold this back over and still use this to filter, even if you had to stitch it, whatever. If you're creative, you'll figure a way out to make that work. But I did use this once, and I did strain some really dirty water out there that I had picked up snow that was full of stuff. Here's another component that I used that is still in real good shape. It is a 1 liter Whirlpack stand-up bag. And them things are awesome. And here is basic survival tips. If you want to pause and read through this real quick, I'll hold it here for a second. Get my thumbs out of the way. I'm going to move it up. Pause there. We'll come to the back. Come pause here. And that's all of it. So that's always a good thing to have there. Something to read. Good information. So the very next thing we have here is this windstorm. And these things are ridiculous. So while I have this out, let's take this thing out here and give it a blow real quick. So here's this whistle. These things are ridiculous. So there must be a P in this one. It does rattle when you blow it, so yeah, it definitely does. So rattles around in there, but it is super loud. You can hear this for a long way. And instead of having holes on top, the holes in the back here. It's not a common whistle to get in a kit, but this thing, it's hard plastic or polymer, but it's really, really heavy duty. So back in with that. Here is that whistle. And the next thing we have here, this is a Brunton compass. So, I mean, this kit wasn't cheap. I think it was like $119. But this compass is made in the USA. It is a hard plastic with soft. I mean, it's hard plastic, but it's not. It doesn't feel like it would be real brittle. Piece of cordage here, and north and south. And you see that bubble in there? Some people see a bubble and they automatically assume this compass is shot because of that bubble. A lot of times there's a little bit of air left in these to make up pressure differences. So if you're up in the mountain, there's more atmospheric pressure, or down at the beach and there's less atmospheric pressure, there's room inside of these compasses for expansion and contraction, so this needle can still flow freely. Now sometimes the bubbles do get in the way, but this needle is lower than the bubble can actually reach, so that bubble will never affect the way that compass moves. So there is nothing wrong with your compass if there's a bubble in it. Now, obviously, if all the water leaks out or oil, you have a problem. There's that compass. So as we've seen in that video, I did not use any of these. These are UCO storm matches. And we're good. And in the video, you did see I used the Sparklight Striker, which is awesome. I actually talked to the original designer of this, and they sent me a few of these to show on the channel. And I dropped one, but these things are slick. They really are. If you have a good tinder, they do throw lots of sparks. Just fluff this up, and you can light it. So if you want to see me use one of these and start a fire with it, go back to that last video I made on the Henry kit. I'm going to go over these in a detailed video by themselves. And there's already a few in here, and then they actually send 10 more of these, which I used one of these ones. So that's a really cool kit. And here we have just a, oh, that's just silica gel. Don't eat that, obviously. Next thing we have is a chem light. So you snap this, it'll stay light for 12 hours. And these things do throw plenty of light to see what you're doing. Maybe I'll break one of these open one night and take it out and show you how bright this actually is. Especially when there's no moon or anything. So here we have a fishing kit. We'll go over this real quick. So here's a good bit of fishing line with some rubber bands and it's strung onto a piece of, looks like micarta. And there's a good bit there, a couple rubber bands to hold it in place. And the next thing we have here, it's a soft plastic with a spinning tail already on a jig head. And here we have empty bag. Another silica gel pack. We have, well, let's see, it looks like 3. 4 of these larger circle hooks. And 4 of the smaller circle hooks. These are really good. A lot of times when the fish bite these, it hooks them themselves. Then we got 3 sinkers. 1 larger one, 2 smaller ones. They're a split shot. Good. Next thing we have is this piece of hose. This could be used to get water, you know, suck water up through. This could be used to build a slingshot. So it's very stretchy. This is a thick tubing, so it's a cool thing to have. You could also use it if you needed to cut off circulation. It's plenty sturdy for that. And the next thing we have is a Dermasafe razor here, folding. And I did use this just to shave and cut a couple things in that video. So there is some usage for this. They're more sturdy than what you would think. The next thing here, which I didn't use because we had a real fire, is a beeswax candle. That's what that is. I imagine this has at least a 4-hour burn time. Here we have a roll of duct tape. It's folded over. It's easy to get a hold of, unroll. Unlimited uses for this. here is one of these wire saws, pocket saw. This one, if you see in that video, I was really trying to flex this onto way too big of a stick. And I did snap the end off, but this one is good enough that I was able to wrap this end right back around the loop and pinch it off, and I was still able to use it a couple times. So it's really not too bad of a saw if you don't abuse it like I did. Here's the next thing. This is snare wire, repair wire, whatever you want to use this for. Creativity is super important. So hundreds of uses for this. Use it as a cordage, anything. Repair a backpack strap. Sew a hole in your pants with it. Just piles of usages, even just to hang stuff. Here we have a bunch of cordage, which I didn't have to use any of this either because I made my shelter just a rough shelter with the out of long sticks. But let's take this out here and we'll get a look about how much is here, just general. So here that is. If we pull this out, I'll get rid of that. So we'll just say 20, 25 feet, something like that. So that's enough to do whatever you would need to. And by the size of this, I would guess this 100-pound line. So I'm thinking that's 100-pound. Good stuff. It's like a camouflage. Wrap that back up. Very next thing here, we have a sewing kit. So let's go through this too. We have an entire spool here of green sewing thread, and that's strong stuff, and there's a lot here. So even if you get some tangled, you're good to go. The next thing you have put into this plastic here, little blue piece of plastic, 2 sewing needles. One has a large eye, one has a smaller eye, and 2 large push pins. We got 3 of these larger safety pins. 2 buttons you could use to fix a button off your pants or anything you'd require a button for. 3 of these smaller safety pins. And 1 needle threader. And if somebody asked me how these work, basically, even this real small eye there, what you would do, let me get that away so you can actually see. So what you would do is take this, and you put that through the eye of the needle, and then you put your thread through, and pull it back through, and now your needle is threaded. Okay, these are pretty cool. These are chloroplock powder. So what you do with these is you put your liter of water in your bag, and there's no need to boil it. So you see here, open the sachet, add 1 liter of water. Shake for a minute, leave it for 3, swirl for 30 seconds, leave for 7, filter through a cloth. It's pretty neat. This stuff actually like takes the grime and stuff and it clumps it all together. And then you can filter it out real easy, and it also purifies it while it does it. So there's five here. And I didn't use any of these because I boiled the snow. Well, that's pretty cool. And if you guys would like to see any of this stuff actually used, just let me know. I mean, a lot of it, some of it I did use in that video until I ran out of time, but As you can see here, this is a Photon, actual Photon branded. These things are copied a lot, but they all seem to be about the same thing. These are made in the USA. Also, there's a lot of stuff in here that is made in the USA. As much stuff as what they could put in there. But you basically just push it and it turns on. It's more of a whiter light. And these have a lock on them. You lock it on. And it's locked on. And you push it forward and it's unlocked. So them are good. They're brighter than what you would think. And you can take these apart and replace the battery. I've done it before. And then the last thing you have in here is a lock sack bag. And you could use this to collect and hold water, but you have the Whirlpack bag. So if you're going to be using this for boiling, or you're going to be cooking in this, or cooking on the pan lid, and you're not going to have them together, all of this stuff can be put into this lock sack to stay waterproof and be kept in one spot. So that's everything in there. So other than that, and I just realized I don't have the microphone on, so this one might not sound as good as the last one, but so be it. This has been the Henry survival kit, and it's a really good kit. It's a very good base. It's a larger kit. You know, you're not going to carry this one in your front pants pocket. You're going to toss this into a pack or your EDC pack. You know, it's not a small one, but you can fit a lot more gear in this too. There's more space. You can take stuff out, replace it with smaller stuff, or replace it with bigger stuff. I personally would throw some kind of Swiss Army knife in here if I was them, and also some form of shelter, some kind of bivy sack. Like that would be something awesome. Just, you know, something like one of these things. I'm working on a shelter system right now. The most minimal shelter that I can make. So one of these bivy sacks folded up would fit right in there along with the other stuff. So other than that, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I know it's been a while. It's been real busy at work, and we did some pig hunting stuff, and I've been processing 3 pigs for 2 weeks. So hitting a little bit every day after I go to work. But other than that, I do appreciate every single view. I respond to all the comments, so don't be afraid to comment down there. Anything, even if it's just a couple letters. It helps with the algorithm, helps the videos get out there, and helps me get more subs. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.